Welcome to Talking Reds, and we are live to preview the Bournemouth v Liverpool game, which is kicking off in at 3 o'clock. And the team news is out, so I will go for the team news. I'll give my predictions, my previews. I'll open people get in the chat and give me your predictions, give me your comments on what's going on. There's some big news coming out this morning from Norcroft on Liverpool and the contracts, but we're going to go to that in a different episode. We're going to concentrate on the game right now. We've got a big game today against Bournemouth, and it is one I'm not particularly looking forward to playing. Bournemouth have scored 9 goals in the last 2 games against both Newcastle and Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest doing right now, what they're doing right now is 5-0 up against Brighton. That just shows to you there how good Bournemouth are. The fact that they scored 5 goals past Nottingham Forest and kept a clean sheet as well against them. I will be going up for the team news right now. So the team news is out. It is pretty much full strength for Liverpool Football Club. Alisson Becker in net, Randy Robertson left back, Konate and Van Dijk as centre back, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Gakpo on the left, Diaz up front, and Mohamed Salah on the right. So that is a full strength team. This is the exact reason why Arne Slot rested the players midweek, because he needed his full strength team today. Today is a big game, and this is no disrespecting PSV Eindhoven. This is the game that we need to concentrate on. It is a game that makes a difference in terms of the league table. Arsenal play Man City tomorrow in a huge game as well. So this weekend, I said it earlier on the Premier League predictions, this weekend is a massive weekend. It's a massive weekend for the league title. It's a massive weekend for the Premier League, and we need to kick it off right. Like I said, Forest are winning 5-0 currently against Brighton, which is an incredible result for Nottingham Forest at the moment. Chris Wood hat-trick, FBL points there for me. But yeah, Liverpool have got a massive game. Absolutely massive game. We cannot take these lightly at all. And I've been seeing it all week in previews and build-ups on other channels. People talking about it. This game will suit us because Bournemouth play open, and it'll suit Liverpool the way we play. We play open. I don't think it will, if I'm absolutely honest. The way Slot's coming, I think he's much more controlled on the ball. The way Slot's play sometimes suits low block teams as well. I think sometimes we just don't break low block teams down, but that's Slot plays that way patiently off the ball, a bit like Pep does, a little bit more so than Klopp, where it's full throttle. Today, we are potentially facing an attack that have scored 9 goals in the last 2 games against good teams, and we have been vulnerable. We have been vulnerable at the back. We've been vulnerable in a DM position where Gravenberch isn't usually a defensive-minded player. There has been position. We've been caught out many times against teams. We did it midweek. I know we had a different team midweek, but we're still defensive lapses at times. And Robbo has come under criticism this season, been rightly come under criticism. And yes, it's hard to watch because Robbo is nowhere near the levels that we ever thought of Robbo. It's a bit like the Fabinho thing, but Robbo, we saw this coming. This is why a lot of us wanted the left back in the summer. So there is defensive frailties there. There's defensive frailties at both full-back positions. Konate and Van Dijk are the best in the world, best partnership in the world. But we can be got at. And that's why I don't think it suits us the way people think it suits us today, because Bournemouth can get at teams. And the attack that they've certainly got is incredible. I'm just going to go through the Bournemouth lineup as well. So they've got Kepa in net, Lewis Cook, Zabami, Olsen and Milov Kirkes at left back, Tyler Adams, Ryan Christie, Brooks, Clivert, Semenyo and Dango up front. So that front four is enough to break any team down, including ours. So that's why I don't think it does. This game doesn't suit us. I'd much rather play Ipswich at home, a low block Ipswich at home, than these away. And for me, this game does not suit us at all. I think it's more of like a you score, we score sort of game. I think this is today. And that's why I did in my Premier League predictions. I did actually predict 2-2 in our game. I predicted us to draw. But I also predicted 2-2 midweek when others were predicting Liverpool win. I'm just not biased like that. I'd rather be real with you guys at home. I'd rather give my honest opinion and my honest prediction. I think it'd be 2-2, but I think it's a good result, 2-2. I said it in Premier League predictions this morning. It's a good result. We're too much looking at City and Liverpool's rivalry as a title race rivalry and getting 90 plus points as the norm. And that is not the norm. A point away to a side that's playing off the park right now, a point away to a side like Bournemouth, who's scored 9 goals against Forest and Newcastle the last 2 games, is a good point. And that's why, yes, I always back my team. I always think we can win any game. We can win today, certainly. if anyone's going to win it, it's going to be us, in my prediction. But it doesn't mean I'm looking at this game and saying if we don't win, it's the end of the world or anything like that. But it depends. It's all in context. It depends how we win or how we draw, how we lose as well. If we lose without giving a whimper and we get battered, or we draw and we just about scrounge the draw, then it's not good enough. But if we batter a team and we get a draw or come back from 1-0 down or something like that, and mentally push on for a draw and play well, then it's a good point. Obviously, I want to win every single game. I want to win, but you got to sometimes say, look, go into a game and be honest and say, look, if we don't win today, depending on context, like I said, depending on context, see how the game goes, it could be a good point. But that's my predictions anyway. If you have got a different prediction, get it in the chat. Get your comments in as well. If you've got a prediction of the Liverpool game today as well, and what's your predictions for the rest of the weekend as well, because it is a big weekend. Arsenal play Man City tomorrow, huge game. So we need to set the precedent today. We need to set the precedent today and get that job done today, I think. Obviously, the front four, though, looking at the front four, I think David Brooks is sensational, by the way. He's one player that's going under notice because Justin Kluivert's playing out of his skin. Semenyo is just incredible. He's always been in the FPL. And Dango up front scored a hat-trick last week, didn't he? So he'll get the products. But David Brooks against Newcastle specifically was sensational. Obviously, we're going to look at Justin Kluivert. He's playing unreal. He's playing unreal at the moment. Semenyo's been playing unreal all season. Semenyo's a player that I'd always look at in terms of Liverpool. It's got a comment here. Hey, man, I'm just asking respect if you need a video editor to edit, stream your podcast and turn it into content that can be posted on social media. Thanks. I can send all my sample work if you want. Just reach out to me on Zeus. If you want to do anything like that, reach out to me personally. Our email address is on the YouTube channel. We've got a Twitter, we've got TikTok, we've got everything. So if you do want anything like that, then absolutely. But yeah, so if you do want that, I'm always open to collaborating with people, anything like that. Then fair enough. But today's game is certainly a massive one, and Justin Kluivert is the one that I think a lot of people will look to and think, yeah, he's a big danger, big danger. Obviously, the son of Patrick Kluivert, Dutch legend. Not many sons of recent legends do well, but Justin Kluivert has done well, and he's finally found his feet at Bournemouth. He's been in Italy. He's done little bits in there in Dutch league, and then Ajax, and then went to Italy. But he's doing bits now for Bournemouth, and he's finally showing the talent that he's always had, I think, Justin Kluivert. But again, Semenyo is the player I always look at. For me, in terms of Bournemouth, is a player that's been playing well all season, and he's their biggest threat, I think, Semenyo. But that just shows that today is no easy game, because I'm talking about Semenyo being a threat. I'm talking about Kluivert being a threat. Dango's a threat. He was a threat in the air last week, brilliant in the air last week. So he's certainly a good player. And David Brooks, again, played very, very well against Newcastle a couple of weeks ago. He's always a threat. And they don't have the worst defence in the world. They can be vulnerable at back. But like Kirkes is a Liverpool target. Lewis Cook's always solid. Can play centre back and right back, but he's always solid no matter where he plays. Kepa is starting to show a bit more why Chelsea bought him in the first place. He's now starting to show why Chelsea bought him. It didn't really work out with Chelsea for Kepa, but I think he's been sensational for Bournemouth since joining Bournemouth. So yeah, there's definitely big threats from Bournemouth there. And this is why I predict a goal fest today. I think it'd be a good game for the neutrals, but I don't like good game for neutrals. I want a good game for Liverpool, and good game for Liverpool only. A good game for neutrals doesn't do anyone any good. But hopefully Liverpool do come out on top in a game that I think that could be seen as a banana skin. But like I said, I'll take a draw, and not many people will out there. Not people will be honest about that. But in terms of context, depending on how the game goes, if we play well enough and have a good performance, a draw against a Bournemouth side that are playing the way they are is a good draw. Because if you look back over the Premier League years, Bar, City, Liverpool, these away games are tough away games. You go back to like 2000s when I think Villa and Everton were the ones that are doing well. You go to Villa and Everton, and when they're playing well, you get a draw there. It can lead to title success. It's a good point at the end of it. It's all about context as well. But a loss, I think no one's going to take a loss no matter what context is used. A loss is a loss. But yeah, I just think we need to really make a statement today. It's a game where we can make a statement and say, look, if you want to beat us, you're going to have to go through us. because Arsenal fans and whoever else are behind the fancy and chances at the title, they'll be looking into this game and thinking, yeah, Bournemouth is going to get something out of this. Seen it all week. Robbie on AFTV said it. He said that he thinks Bournemouth can get something. And we don't want to give them that confidence. If we go there and beat them, that's a statement. That's an absolute statement. That's saying, look, I don't care what form you're in. I don't care what team you're coming in. I don't care if you scored 9 goals in the last 2 games. We're coming you. We're beating you. We're going to win this title. So that today, a win today would be huge mentally, as well as it is in terms of points on the table. I think it'd be huge mentally, especially with City playing Arsenal tomorrow. That's potential drop points for Arsenal. But I did. If you look at my Premier League predictions earlier, I like to say, but I'm always honest on this channel. I'll always be honest. I won't be biased towards Liverpool. If I think Liverpool's not going to get a win, I'll tell you I don't think Liverpool going to get a win. I did predict a Liverpool draw and an Arsenal win, so that would be Arsenal closing the gap. And that's not me trying to cover all corners. That's me being absolutely honest. That's what I think it's going to be today. If I were giving you as a tip or something like that, I'd say do both teams scoring today's game or a draw. And that's what I'd tell you. But like I said, I always think we can win our games. I always think we can win. If we play well, if we play half decent well, we can beat anyone in the world. And this is why, teams in Champions League will always fear Liverpool, because the talent that we've got, Salah, Van Dijk, Kanate, we've got talented team full of goals everywhere. We've got full of players that can change the game everywhere. So we can beat anyone. Today is no different. We can go out there and we could score 4 or 5 past them, just the way Bournemouth did last week against Forest. We could do that, but it all depends on us. If we have a day off the races, then a team like Bournemouth can punish you for it. And the players looking for me in terms of going into form. I mean, Salah's not been at it in recent games. He still scores goals. That's Salah for you. This is why it's so important to keep as a player, because no matter how he plays, he'll still get you goals. And when he does play well, get you goals as well. But even when he's not playing well, he'll still get you goals and get you wins. And that's the most important thing. Gakpo is the one right now that I think we can look to rely on in terms of an output or something, just changing the game a little bit. Diaz has been poor up front. And I think it speaks volumes. Unless Núñez is not fully well after his illness, I think it speaks volumes that Arne Slot is still playing Luis Diaz up front than Núñez. Because Luis Diaz is not a striker here. It just shows you how much he doesn't trust Núñez for me. And when, even like today, for example, I've seen a lot of people say, "Oh, let's fancy Núñez today. We can see some goals today. He might cause a little bit of havoc against Bournemouth." But I just think if he's not going to play him today or only in a cup game, for example, I just think it's speaking volumes on what he thinks of Núñez. Jota's back, which is fantastic. Jota is back on the bench, which is brilliant because he's been out injured again. Let's hope to see how long. One thing I did notice though, Chiesa. No Chiesa in the squad. And this is the problem we have with Chiesa. We've seen in midweek how good he can be. He played 90 minutes for the first time since the Euros, and he's back out again. And it's I'm hoping it's Slot managing his minutes more so than he's picked up something, or he can't, because he's done 90 minutes, he can't do another at least 10 minutes or something like that, because Chiesa made a massive difference midweek. He made a massive difference last week in the game in the Premier League. So to have him on the bench for me is crucial going forward in the rest of the season. I'm hoping it will come out the reason why Chiesa's not there. I've not seen anything just as of yet, but I'm hoping it is more so that Slot's managing him, because that's his first 90 minutes since the Euros, more so than him actually not being able to cope with a 90-minute game and being out of the next game. So yeah, that is a bit of a worry. So the bench is for Liverpool. So Kelleher, Tsimikas, Kwanzaa, Conor Bradley, Endo, Jones, Elliott, Núñez, and Jota. See, the game changers there for me on the bench is quite obvious. I think obviously Núñez got the winners against Brentford, but I don't think he's a game changer I can really rely on being a game changer. The 2 game changers for me there is clearly Harvey Elliott and Diego Jota. Harvey Elliott has been sensational since he's come back from his injury, and it's a shame that we haven't seen him much more. But like Arne Slot said, I like Arne Slot's view on this, on how he plays the players. Look, if you play well in training, if you count teams playing well on the pitch, you'll get your minutes. And it's setting a standard, setting an expectation of his players to work at their positions and work for their positions. And Elliott has been sensational since he's come back from his injury. Every time he's come on the pitch, he's changed the game. He did it against Brentford. He's done it a few times. Midweek, he did get a goal, but I thought after his goal, his performance dropped off. I hope that was just possibly because the players around him as well wasn't, the level that he's going to play at today. But I just hope that was a little bit of a one-off there for Elliott, where his performance dropped off a little bit. But I would be looking if we do need a game changer in a game like this. I think we would need a game changer. Like I said, I think it's going to be a 2-2. So I think it's going to be a 2-2 at 70th minute. Then we need someone off the bench to change the game. And Elliott is that, and Jota certainly is that. Jota is absolutely that. He's a guy that's going to get you crucial goals. We talk about Núñez getting a crucial goal against Brentford, but Jota does this often. He does often. He doesn't just do this once and then have 10 games of not doing anything. Jota does this often, gets important goals. So Jota would be the one to look at to bring on quite early in the second half if we need him. I think all depends on how the first half goes. The first half, for me, sets the precedent of the game. I think it sets what the result's going to be for me today. I think if Bournemouth get an early goal, they're going to get confident. And we can't allow this team that's just scored 9 goals in the last 2 games to get confident. With that attack they've got now, it's one of them games where either team, right, if they play the way they can, and the other team's not on it today, the other team could score 2-3 goals within 20 minutes. If Liverpool are on it today, and Bournemouth just have, not really at it, they don't have to be good. They could be good, but they have to be amazing. Liverpool could score 3 or 4 goals, 2 or 3 goals past them in 20 minutes. But I think it's the same way around. If Liverpool are at the races today, and the way Bournemouth are playing right now, the confidence up, they could score 2 or 3 goals. And it is. That's why it's such a hard game to predict, because both teams are flowing brilliantly. Both teams are playing really, really well. I think it's the biggest test so far this season, and that includes Arsenal away. Because Arsenal had a couple of injuries. We're talking about that. I think that test away, the way Bournemouth are playing right now, I think everyone right now, Arne Slot said it the week in the press conference, that it's a different stage of the season where everyone's actually playing at their best now, really. That's why we saw a battering of Ipswich last week, because the first time we played Ipswich was a 2-1 win, first game of the season, when everyone's just getting ready, getting match fit. This time of season where everyone's in gear. Everyone should be pretty much match fit. Your first 11 should be match fit. Everyone's confident. Everyone's had half a season with their manager, with their tactics, with their way of playing. The confidence is going. And we couldn't have played Bournemouth at a better time for them. We couldn't have played a better time for them, at a worse time for us, because they have just got 9 goals past Nottingham Forest and Newcastle. Not just anyone. They just scored 9 goals against Ipswich and Southampton here. It was Nottingham Forest and Newcastle, 2 teams that are in form themselves. Newcastle won 7 in the world before that, didn't they? So like that. Nottingham Forest again are winning 5-0 today. I don't know if it's still 5-0. I'll have a quick check. It was 5-0 last time I checked. There you go. Finished 7-0. How about that? It finished 7-0. Nottingham Forest beat Brighton 7-0. Nottingham Forest won 7-0 against Brighton. And this is the team that beat them last week 5-0 that we're against. And we're, wow. I mean, that is a scoreline that I didn't expect that. I said it was 5-0 last time I checked. 7-0 it finished. Nottingham Forest. Wow, that is a game. I did predict Forest to win in the preliminary predictions 2-1, but that puts Forest also 6 points behind us, but we've got 2 games in hand. That does boost the goal difference up a little bit, but I still think the miles behind us in goal difference. But yeah, wow, that's a result. That's a result. And that I said in the preliminary predictions there's going to be goals this weekend, and it started as that. It started as goals. 7 goals already in the first game, all for one team. Fair play to Forest for bouncing back like that. They need to bounce back from that heavy defeat. So we're against Bournemouth today. I've just put 5 past these. So losing an early goal against them would be troubling. So if we were to win today, we go 9 points clear of Arsenal Also, they've got a game tomorrow. We've got a game in hand midweek against Everton in the Merseyside derby. Again, not an easy game. But if we lose or draw, Arsenal have got a chance to pull that back. And Arsenal's result last week sort of made me sort of step back a little bit in terms of like how I view them. I've always questioned their mentality. And rightly so, because their mentality has been shocking. They don't usually come through games last week, usually. But they did last week. They showed a bit of mentality. They shouldn't have got a red card with Lewis Skelly. They shouldn't have got a red card with him. And then they went on and got the win. And that is massive. And if Arsenal start doing that in games like that more often, then this is not going to be an easy title race at all. And Arsenal are going to push it down to the wire. Because that's the only thing that Arsenal have been lacking. They've been getting the job done against teams when they play well, but it's normally the games where they don't play well, they don't get the job done. Last week they did, and that's what champions do. That's what Liverpool have been doing. We've not played well every single game, but we've had a different mentality this season. I've always been about that this season. Our mentality has shifted as massively this season compared to last season. We were doing it last season, first half of the season, then second half of the season we crumbled. And also they got also tired, and the lack of backing showed in the end. I'm just hoping that doesn't happen this season. But we have seen a big mentality shift from Liverpool this season, and Arne Slot must be a big part of that, because we're not giving in on games, and this is why the Bournemouth game today could be one of those games again, where we're against a side that's all confident, against a side that's up for it. We could go 1-0 down. We could even go 2-0 down against these. We could easily go 2-0 down against these. But I trust my team to not give in this season. I trust my team to really go for it no matter what the circumstances, if we get sent off, no matter what. I trust them to go and get the job done. So yeah, if you are watching, like I said, please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and get your notification bells on as well. I'm hoping to be live after for match reaction. Fingers crossed. But yeah, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, which helps us out massively. I want to create a channel here. I was building the foundation stuff. I want to create a channel for the fans, really, where they can get their voices across. That's why I've started the interview thing, where interviewing 1,000 Liverpool fans. I want Liverpool fans to get their voice across. I know some fan channels is about just the fan channels themselves and being, they're delivering you, the guys, the news. But I want you guys to be part of this. I want you guys to be part of what we do here and have a voice, basically. I'll always give you the news every single day. I'll always try to do these match reactions, match previews, anything like that. Watch alongs at some point in the future. But I want to give you different kind of content every single day as well. I want to keep you guys entertained at home. I want to keep it fresh. I want to keep it different. I want to be a different kind of fan channel for you guys at home. But yeah, let's hope we get through today. Big game. My prediction is 2-2. If you've got a different prediction, let me know in the chat. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping it's a 7-0 to Liverpool following that Forest game. But yeah, let's just join lobby, said Storm in the teacup here. Thank you for joining, Storm. If you haven't subscribed to Storm, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. And liking videos would help us out massively. Let me know predictions in the chat as well. If you are live right now, get it in the chat, and also let me know your predictions of the game. Do you think it's right that I think Slot's got the team right with Diaz up front again over Nunes? I think it's a big statement that in terms of how he sees Nunes for me. But it's a big game today, massive game today. If we can get through this with 3 points, huge for the title race. And I think other fans will start thinking, yeah, they ain't being stopped here. So come on, Liverpool, let's get a win today, and hope to see you all after the game. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, guys.